Everyone in the village thought Ton was a failure, until the day a stranger arrived with an inheritance no one wanted, a mansion, a secret bloodline, and a power that comes with a dangerous curse. Ton was the boy everyone in the village pitied. No good job, no family money, no future. Or so they thought. Every morning, he sat outside Mama Kemi's shop, helping people carry loads just to earn small tips. Then one afternoon, everything changed. A black car drove into the dusty village. A well-dressed man stepped out and asked loudly, "Who here is Ton Adewale?" The villagers laughed, but when the man found Ton, he handed him a sealed envelope. Inside was just one sentence: "You are the last heir to the Adewale estate." But no one told him, the last heir always disappears. The estate stood at the far end of the village, huge, silent, untouched for years. No children played near it, no one farmed around it. When Ton arrived at the gate, two elderly women whispered behind him,
"That house brings nothing but trouble. The last owner didn't die. He vanished."
He vanished. Ton hesitated, but he had spent his whole life with nothing, so he pushed the gate open. It creaked loudly, as if the house knew he had arrived. Inside, everything was still: old furniture, dusty portraits, a long hallway that seemed to stretch forever. Then he noticed something strange. One of the portraits looked exactly like him, same face, same eyes. Below it was a name: Chief Adewale, the Guardian. Ton stepped back in shock. How is this possible? He whispered. Suddenly, bang, the main door slammed shut by itself. The lights flickered, the air became cold. Then slowly,
What was that?
footsteps
Hello,
echoed
who's
behind
there?
him, heavy, slow,
Oh,
coming
God.
closer. Ton turned around quickly. No one was there, but then a voice whispered,
Back,
"Welcome
Tunde."
back." At night, Ton did not sleep. The whisper kept replaying in his mind, "Welcome back." Back to where? Back to what? Morning came with a strange silence around the mansion. Then, a car drove in. The same lawyer stepped out, holding an old wooden box. "This was kept for
This
you,"
was left
he
for
said
you.
quietly.
Your grandfather left instructions.
Ton took the box. It was heavy and cold. "What's inside?" he asked. The lawyer hesitated. He said, "Open it only when the house accepts you." Before Ton could ask another question, the lawyer left immediately. As if he didn't want to stay there. That evening, strange things began to happen. Doors opened by themselves, the lights flickered again. The air inside the mansion felt alive. Then suddenly, the wooden box on the table started shaking. Ton stepped back in fear, slowly. The lid opened on its own. Inside was a ring, old and heavy, covered with strange symbols, and a folded note. His hands trembled as he read it. "The Adewale bloodline protects this land. When the darkness returns, the guardian must rise." Ton's heart began to race. "This must be some kind of joke," he said, but the moment he touched the ring, a loud rumbling sound came from outside. He ran to the window. The ground around the mansion was glowing. Strange symbols were appearing in the sand, and in the distance, villagers were gathering, watching the house in fear. The house had accepted him, but what exactly had just awakened? That night, the villagers did not leave. They stood at a distance, whispering, watching the mansion like something dangerous had awakened. Ton stepped outside slowly. The glowing symbols on the ground were still there. Then an old man from the village stepped forward. His voice was shaking. "It has started," he said. Ton frowned. "Started? What?" The old man looked at the ring on his finger.
Your grandfather was not just a wealthy man.
He
was the village
guardian. Ton laughed nervously. This has to be a mistake. But suddenly, the wind grew strong. Dark clouds gathered above the mansion. The old man continued, "Every 50 years, something comes from the forest. Your bloodline was chosen to stop it." Ton's smile faded. "What happens if I don't?" The old man's face became serious.
And the village
"Then
will
the
fall."
village will fall." At that moment, a loud scream echoed from the direction of the forest. Everyone froze. Something massive moved between the trees, and its eyes were glowing. The inheritance was never about the mansion, it was about the battle coming. For generations, the first son of Ton's bloodline never lived past 30, not by sickness, not by accident, but by something waiting. And tonight, it came for him. The storm sound builds. The wind howled through the mansion, the ground trembled, and the darkness rose, not a shadow, not a spirit, but something older than fear. It spoke his name.
Tunde.
It had taken his father, his grandfather, every first son before him, but tonight, Tunde did something none of them had ever done. He stepped forward. I am not running.
You cannot escape what lives in your blood.
Tunde closed his eyes and remembered his mother's words. An inheritance is not just what you receive, it's what you choose to carry. He reached into his pocket, the ancestral ring, not to protect himself, but to break the cycle. The ground cracked, the sky split with lightning, the darkness lunged at him, and Tunde held the charm to his chest. Morning came, the storm was gone, the shadows were gone, the weight in his blood, gone. For the first time in 200 years, a first son lived past his fate. Tunde didn't inherit the darkness, he destroyed it.